Welcome to the Noah Show Globe Youth Day special.
So the aim here in conjunction with Global Youth Day was bringing more of a church atmosphere to members who don't get to church as often, but at the same time it was also mixing a blend of familiar faces also with those who these members have probably never even seen before.
Part of our plan for Global Youth Day, we divided it into two sections. So we had an inreach part and we have an outreach part. For the inreach part, what we wanted to do, we wanted to encourage the members of the church to actually go out more and spend more time with the members who don't regularly come to church, some of them for whatever reason, maybe sickness or whatever reason. So we wanted to try and encourage people to do that. So we decided we was going to go for inreach, we was going to go get a church together and go and visit those people. So we have some of them we actually had to go to their homes, so we're going to go to their homes or at the home. So we wanted to do that, to go and spend some time with them, just spend Sabbath with them, and just so that they get a bit of the experience of being there, someone being with them, worshiping with them on a Sabbath. Because oftentimes we go visit them, but it's not on a Sabbath, so it's like, well, this Sabbath is for me, and then I give you whatever else is left of the Sabbath, so I come and visit. So we actually wanted to go and actually spend Sabbath with them, say this is what we want to do for you. We want to share our Sabbath with you on the Sabbath day, during Sabbath hours, and not just when it's sort of convenience for us, I guess. We wanted to encourage the church members to actually be the summon. So for Global Youth, we want to go out and actually be the summon for that particular person. So we encourage to listen to one less sermon for the day. So that's what we choose to go immediately after Sabbath school. But we actually went and visit to actually be the sermon for that people. So we went to show them love, show them we care, show them that we look after them, and they are important to us. Their life are important to us, and that way we get to be the sermon that way. So I can, I will, I must.
So who did you go to see?
We went to see Sister Hyacinth.
Okay, and how was it?
It was really sort of encouraging. After having seen her for quite a while, it was good to see her again, and to see that she was in still her same good old spirits, although her condition has deteriorated quite a lot. She's still coming on, and I think probably sometimes it'd be very good if we can visit a little bit more regularly, because the visit today was quite short due to her having a carer in there. So the short time spent, I think she enjoyed it, and I hope and pray that we'll be able to go back again and see her and be in more close contact with her.
I went to see Brother and Sister Dix.
Okay, how was it?
It was a different experience, a lot different from church. It felt more relaxed. When we sang, it was a lot more, I got into it a lot more than Divine Service, I think. It was a good experience because they can't make it to church because Brother Dix is in quite bad health. He's struggling health-wise, but it's good for him, so he can actually have a little bit more experience as if he was in church.
I went to see Sister Alexander, which is one of our senior members of the church. To be honest, I've probably seen her once or twice, and when we went there I wasn't too sure who she was or what she'd look like. But when I saw her, I remembered who she was. For her, what she kept saying, it was such a blessing with us being there. You can see that she's still strong, really healthy, really happy, and she was enjoying the worship. We had songs, we had hymns, we had psalms, and the good thing about it is Sister Dehaney knew one of the hymns that she liked. And when we sang it, she was just smiling. You could see she's exploding with that excitement of us being there. For me, what I got from it is that I was able to worship with someone who weren't able to come out. And I felt as though I felt like I didn't want to leave church. I felt like I was in church. I felt like I was worshiping. I can feel the presence of God being there, because she was like, that's a really nice song. This is really what I need. And she's like, please come back again. So it was like a joy for her. And it was a blessing to know that you can bring joy in such a simple manner.
Today we visited Martin. It was myself, Daniel and Oscar. I heard a lot about Martin, but I never really knew who he was. Daniel used to talk to me about him every time we used to go running and training for a half marathon. Today I was able to put a face to the name. And I think it's great opportunities like that for me, where I can experience other people's struggles. Martin is someone that has had a stroke recently, a fairly young guy, and to be able to encourage him in any way that I can is a great experience for me. And I think I definitely look forward to seeing him again in the next few weeks.
I went to visit brother and sister Dixon. I was in Dukel's team.
Okay. How was it?
It was really, really lovely, actually. We visited the family. We sang a few songs. We shared a couple of testimonies and a couple of scripture readings. And they thanked us for coming. It was really, really nice. We spoke about their marriage and their baptisms, and it was really good. I'm actually quite upset that I haven't done it before. It's really nice to get out and fellowship with people who are unable to come to church. It was almost like a mini church, but just more personal. So yeah, it was really nice, and I'm thankful that I was able to do it.
So who did you go to see?
I went to go and see Sister Alexander.
Okay, and how was that for you?
It was at first it was kind of scary because I had no idea who she was. But when I got to meet her, she was really bubbly and fun, and she liked her singing and saying songs to her.
Is there anything you'd recommend to the youth?
Yeah, you should definitely go and visit people that can't go to church more often.
Awesome.
I visited Sister Hyacinth, someone who I'd never met before but I'd heard about. We went there, we travelled to her home, although the time we spent with her was brief. I think it was quite valuable both for us as active church members and for her also, because we had a link to her through, I think it was Sister Joan. So it was good for her to see a familiar face. But the first thing that she said when I poked my head round the door was, "Who's he?" And Sister Jonah obviously had to say that I was John and I was a newer member of the church, and that in itself brought a smile to her face. I think she kind of realised that actually there was new blood coming through the church, and that made her happy. Like I say, although the time we had with her was brief, we had maybe 15 to 20 minutes just generally chatting with her. Then we prayed for her for her health. She's not in the best of health at the moment, but she seemed fairly upbeat in how she was. When we mentioned that we would like to visit again, she again was very receptive of that. So yeah, hopefully we'll be going there very soon and continuing this. Hopefully it's the start of a legacy at Hanwell Church.